Seattle Pride drops Amazon sponsorship due to donations to anti-LGBTQ legislators. Yesterday, Seattle Pride issued a statement that they would not be allowing Amazon to sponsor their 2022 events. In a statement, they said, quote, "Because Pride and our LGBTQIA+ community are here year-round, we are evaluating all of our corporate partners, with an emphasis on presenting higher-level partners to ensure they are of the highest caliber and actively support and do not harm our community." Through this evaluation process, Seattle Pride has decided to not partner with Amazon for the 2022 Seattle Pride Parade because of their financial donations to politicians who actively propose and support anti-LGBTQIA+ legislation, oppose pro-LGBTQIA+ and other human rights legislation, and for allowing anti-LGBTQIA+ organizations to raise funds from their Amazon Smile program, end quote. With the spotlight turning to companies like Disney, Amazon, Walmart, CVS, and Publix in the wake of Don't Say Gay and other legislature, many are calling out the companies for playing both sides of the political spectrum.
Okay, I'm going to make double metaphors here because I want to get my point across. It's cutting your nose off to spite your face. It's biting the hand that feeds you. I believe this article said Amazon has given like less than $500,000 to people that support these measures across the country. They gave $5 million, the Bezoses did anyway. The Bezoses gave $5 million to the marriage equality movement in 2012 and was that night was one of the first ones to pass not to say no gay marriage. It passed to say, yes, there will be gay marriage in Washington. They gave money to that. The Washington Post, no one's going to say it's a conservative measure by any means. In fact, Donald Trump continually railed on it. Who owns that? Jeff Bezos. I understand that we don't want to support people that don't support us, but in the long run, they really do support us, and they have put their money where their mouth is.
I think Democrats, if we're going to break it down on party lines, Democrats have a purity problem. Everything is judged by, are they Lincoln, are they Kennedy, and if there's not a full agreement on whatever the issue might be, Democrats have a tendency to cut off their nose despite their face, and that's what I think is happening with a lot of things. Despite there being history of pro-activism, Democrats are very quick to just break ties, and it's going to cost them the presidency of the United States in a year.
I really do like that they're taking that stand, though, because we really have to be a lot more discriminating with who we align ourselves with. Everyone is not your friend. And sometimes, even though they maybe gave a little bit less in the sunlight, what they're doing in the dark is very dangerous to us.
Yeah, but you can't say
and
that
people
without proof. You can't say that.
And that's what I was saying. Maybe they have some proof that we don't know, because it just seems very hard for Seattle Pride, a very prominent Pride, to say no to Amazon money. That's a lot of dough, guys.
Right. And again, it's the purity test from my standpoint.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the Democrats to be exactly as they expect them to be, and then when they don't, especially in the more liberal side, they cut them off.
They cancel them off.
And that's why Biden can't get so much of his agenda accomplished. And I'm seeing it play out again.
Well, I do think the purity thing is an issue, but I think in this case, I think it's something that we all have to be very much aware of. You know, where you put your money is very important. And when you're putting your money in the pockets of the people who are then using your money to legislate against you, you want to think about that. Right. And I don't think enough people think about, wait a minute, I'm actually supporting the legislation that they're using against me. They're using my money against me.
Paul, I'm very addicted to Amazon, though.
No, I understand.
I'm very addicted to Amazon. I don't know how I can let that go, sir.
No, I understand. I'm just glad
I let
that
go Chick-fil-A. It was okay. I got that.
Right.
Hate sandwich, not for Faye what? But no. Amazon.
I'm just saying I'm glad we're having the conversation, because I don't think enough people even think about that, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think that they realize that just wandering into Publix and picking up a banana for 50 cents, if 3 million people do that, that turns into a lot of money. Yeah. And that goes into some politician's pocket who's now writing "Don't Say Gay" legislation against you.
Go ahead, Scott.
With your money.
You'll never find anybody who's 100% pure on all the issues. Barack Obama, I voted for him in 2008. He had said repeatedly marriage is between one man and one woman. If I had held him to the LGBT purity test, I would have been unable to vote for him. Yeah. Sometimes there's meeting of halfways when you recognize that somebody politically, has good and bad. I'm a politician. There are some people who think I'm the devil, and then there's my mom, right? But there has to be a meeting of the middle ground.
I don't
because
know.
of the
I don't know.
purity.
I'm very worried about that. Meeting of the mind stuff, that like allows, but the KKK is nice. But they're okay. But they're okay. No, Scott. I don't go for that. People have to make a choice in the decision. I'm all for that.
You can't make a choice on every issue. You have to.
Important ones.
So what do we do? Do we return Mr. Bezos's money because he supported things?
So
I don't know.
this is one
I think we
half
should
of the
talk about
conversation. I think the other half, and we're going to do kind of a more extensive exploration of Disney. But it seems to me not only are we talking about the litmus purity test beforehand, but we're also talking about a litmus purity test after. The broad question on Amazon and their decision at Seattle Pride is, do we believe Amazon is a corporation that does not support the LGBTQ community? We do not probably believe, we certainly don't believe that Bezos is anti-LGBT. It's not Chick-fil-A and he's not Hobby Lobby. So the question is, what are they doing in terms of the contributions and how much they're doing on this litmus test? So loud and clear. But the other thing is, Disney has kind of reinvented our standard for LGBT because they clearly made a mistake, clearly made a mistake. And they are backpedaling and backpedaling and backpedaling. We also have to be able to, in litmus tests, to say, okay, in reasonableness, we've called out your mistake. You know you made a mistake. You've admitted your mistake. You're trying to fix your mistake. And do we give them an off-ramp to do that? And that's part of this argument here, because I think both of these arguments are true, but we approach everything as absolutes,
right.
And absolutes are difficult when our enemies are Tucker Carlson's and Lady G's that go, we don't care nothing about nothing. I will contradict myself 19 minutes from now if it helps raise an additional $1 million. Right. Well, we have to fight this, and we want to keep our ethics and our morals with us, and we want to be able to fight it, and we just haven't figured out how to do it. Yeah. And that's why we have lost so many elections. Yeah. We've got to figure it out.
Well, looking for a road trip? I know I want to go somewhere right now.
Speaking of transitions. LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBT